Hey y'all. All right, good morning, good morning. So, y'all, let me tell y'all. I was thinking about some things this morning. I was like, you know what? This is why I wanted to push record earlier, but I was not ready. I was not prepared because I was trying to get out the house, okay? Yeah, that morning routine is everything, y'all. I be trying to stick as close as possible to it. I be thinking sometimes I'm gonna leave the house early, and then I just be like, you know what? I'm in no rush at all. At all. Look, y'all will see me when you see me. Not just y'all, but like these jobs. But so my friend sent me a picture last night. He purchased my book, and I was so excited. I can't even lie to y'all. Y'all know y'all ever, well, back up. Let me back up a little bit. Do y'all ever have friends like y'all just talk differently with certain people? Like, my homeboy, he be wilding out, and I be having to get him together. I be like, bro, look, I was gonna say something else. Y'all know y'all be a little mad, you know, a little razzle-dazzle. But, so he sent me a picture, and I was like, what? I'm trying not to be so loud, y'all, because I don't want y'all to have y'all speakers up. You look, have your earpiece in, you be like, dang, she about to hurt my ears. But I holler. I was like, yes, my friend was trying to support me. I was so ecstatic. Y'all don't understand. Like, when people buy my book, or books, because it's two, it's the workbook and the regular book, so it's called Life Teachings. And so I would prefer it to be purchased on my website, just because, like, Amazon got a lot going on, and if you ain't selling books like that, if you ain't slanging and dangling, you might as well call it a day. But the ones that are, it's on Amazon too. So my website is J Anderson Books, and of course, when I get my other books published and whatnot, it'll be on the site. But he purchased it off Amazon, and I was so excited, y'all. I mean, there's been a few different people purchasing the books, and every time I see a sale, I get excited. And it's just in general because, number one, it's my baby. Like, when you produce and you have your work and you put your work out there in the world, and the sale of it, it's just like, it's just love. Like, y'all, look, I'm got teary-eyed, got all emotional. Let me get out my feelings. But that's how I feel. Like, I really do be appreciated when people purchase the books. There's been people who purchased them from me, and I'm able to sign it and show my appreciation, or at least express it. This is just another way to kind of say thank you to everybody. But to get back on my friend, when he did it, I was just very excited because he didn't even mention it. He didn't say nothing. You know, some of the other people was like, hey, you know, we finna get the book, I'm gonna get the book in a couple weeks. And of course, I love everybody who got it and who's supporting me, like I said. But I think just because it was a surprise, because we had talked about it a little bit. Well, I was talking to him about how Amazon pays out, but I was just like, okay, cool. Like, you know, that's what's up. One of my other homeboys, he purchased the book from my website, and he was like, I want mine delivered in person. And I was like, bruh, okay. He was like, no, it ain't no rush. He was like, it ain't no rush. I don't want no rush. I want it delivered in person, you know, blah, 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 blah. And I was thrilled about that too. You know, like, I had, well, the first 3 people who ordered my book, one was my mama. Hello, thank you, girlfriend. One of my friends from Tampa, and she actually was there when I was like getting it together. It had more chapters. I cut chapters. I rearranged some stuff. Like, I was reading it to her, you know, kind of like, hey, how does this sound? What about this? You know, da-da-da. So she was helping me a little bit through the process. And so I was definitely grateful for her along the way. And Yep, I ain't gonna talk about that because I already feel it. Y'all just don't know. My heart be so open. Like, my heart chakra is on fleek. But real talk, you know, like, my heart be so open, and it don't take much for me to feel something and magnetize and whatever else. So I don't be wanting to get too emotional right now. I'm trying to go to work. And one of my other friends, you know, she's in Orlando area, on the other side of Orlando. But she's always kind of been like a background supporter. And so those were the three people. They were the first three people to purchase the book, which allowed me to, they did pre-orders, which allowed me to get my stuff where I wanted it to be. Because y'all, writing a book, it's an interesting task. It's very interesting. But those things aren't even difficult. Trying to figure out how to, especially when it's your first time, you're doing everything by yourself. I think the more difficult piece is to figure out who you're going to allow to push it out, or how you're going to produce it, how to get it where it needs to go. Like I said again, it's because I've never done any of this. This is all new territory. The last time I dealt with a book, I was dealing with, you know, like edits and copies and stuff like that. Like, so I've done some of this stuff. Everything in my life, I feel like at this point, I've been practicing. Y'all know that song, that gospel song, "This is just a rehearsal." I had to sing like that because that's how they do it. That's my jam. Look, when I was little, that was my jizzy jam. But I feel just like that, like, a lot of things up until this point has been a lot of rehearsal for me. And now that I'm walking into my own, right, I'm learning, like, chick, you done did this. You know what I'm saying? Like, you did this, you used to this, you like doing this. Like, now you're doing it for you, or you have the ability to do it for you, versus before when you was doing it for everybody else. And I don't know if I had posted that on here. I probably put it on TikTok. But anyway, I'm sorry, y'all. Look, about to drop the camera. Y'all know I got the driving is number one. Safety first. What I was gonna say? Y'all, my thing had failed. Let me tell y'all, I had two of them. One that came, y'all know I told y'all this car came from my mama to my sister to me. So this little thing here don't want to stick. And then I bought this, and in the truck, it's still on there in the truck. But in here, it's hard to place it where y'all can really see me and get a good view. It's a hot ass mess, excuse my language. But I finally found somewhere I was like, oh, I might stick it here. And then I messed up the sticky part. So we still working on that. This is still something that I'm trying to get together eventually. So for those of you who might be sitting up there asking questions as you looking up my nostrils, yeah, I hate when this type of stuff happens. Anyway, let me think. What was I gonna say? Oh, my book, y'all. Because y'all probably like, you ain't even tell us about the book. What about the book? What's this? What's that? Y'all, I'm so excited. So I have a book and a workbook. It's called Life Teachings. And that's the primary title. Then it has like a subtitle. It's kind of like, don't let me lie, because I'm about to lie to y'all, because I didn't come up with the subtitle. My friend actually did. And it's the Black teacher's experience that propelled her to greatness. I definitely think that is it. And I know y'all like, why you ain't got this bad boy memorized by now? Because again, when you got people in your corner helping you be great, sometimes everything ain't what you. Because I was just gonna, I don't know what I called it before, but she was just kind of like, hey, because like I told y'all, it was more chapters. So I was gonna be like, the secrets to, blah, blah, blah. And of course, I might still use that title. That's why I'm not telling y'all my business like that. But she was like, honestly, all of your stories deal with, pretty much like teaching experiences. You're a Black educator. You should have that in the title somewhere. And at first, I was against it, for a couple different reasons. And a couple weeks ago, one of my reasons was made very valid. So one of my things is that excuse me, y'all. One of my things is that, of course, I don't even know if I really like the term when people be like, "Oh yeah, because you're a Black woman, you're a Black da da da," because as a I'm gonna say that. Well, first off, I say Black all the time. I am a Black woman. I am a Black woman. First and foremost, I'm Black, legally Black. But I be saying some of the craziest stuff, y'all. Y'all gonna get to know me, cause I be like, bitch, I'm nigga. I don't know what y'all talking about. I'm nigga plus nigga on top of some more niggas. But that's just me. And so if y'all don't like it, y'all be all right. I believe, when I started doing a lot of research and stuff like that, because that is what I do. I love to study. I love to study what I want to study. But when I started doing my own research, I realized that, like, the term African American, the term Black, the term colored, the term, all these different things that have been associated with Black individuals, or the African diaspora, if you want to call it that. And of course, y'all be hearing me say stuff. Y'all will be all right. Don't come at me, okay? Like what a girl said, because I know you like to tussle. Don't come for me. One of the things that I learned in all of my studies is, number one, Africa was what they called the map. So that was all continents, not just what we call today as Africa. Secondly, in my own personal mind, and it's my truth, it ain't got to be yours, it ain't got to be true for real, because the truth sounds like the truth when you hear the truth. And it was my personal decision. and it is what it is. One of the things that I fully believe, right, they used to tell us about Pangea, where all the continents was together. Well, if all the continents was together and the map used to be, the first original map used to be called Africa, then Pangea was Africa, which is every continent that we live on. So yeah. So that's that. And then number two, you always hear about people talking about the Aborigines, and we learned that all Aborigines are people of color. Okay. Then this ain't even the time for that. Y'all, I'm gonna take y'all on a little lesson in my head, a history lesson / in my head lesson / believe what you want to believe, because y'all know I do that too. Remind me if I don't post it in the next couple of days. Somebody remind me, please, so I can make sure I get it out there. But needless to say, I got to get in here. The time is kicking. I was talking about my book. One of the reasons why I was debating about not putting the Black experience in there was because I did not want to deter anyone from reading it because of what is there, what is needed to be said. Secondly, the reason why I chose to put the Black experience is because that's me. That is my life. I've been having what we all consider to be a part of the Black experience. And I am in my time of greatness, and I am still being propelled, right? I'm still going, moving, shifting, flowing. And I need for all to understand that all of our experiences, some are shared, not all are the same, but within my case, I believe that we all live a magical life. And it's just how you look at your life is what makes it more magical than others. For me, myself, I've lived such a charmed life, and I think I talked about it the other day, just a little, and we're gonna go through it because my cousin at the funeral not too long ago, this weekend, one of my cousins, well, at the wake on Friday, one of my cousins was like, Do you remember when when we used to ride on the back of the car and they be driving like literally? We used to be holding on to the hood or to the trunk, and they be driving. We try to see how fast we can go and stay on it. Do y'all not understand how magical that experience was? Like, bitch, we was flying, but not flying until she started flying. She flew off and she skinned up half her body. But I was look magically delicious. I was magically not on none of that. Look, I was not hurt, and I didn't fly off. But I'm gonna talk about a lot of stuff because I've been thinking about the park. Like I used to go to the park all the time, but that's neither here nor there. It's about how we go through life and life experiences, and how life experiences teach us certain things. And I took 5 experiences where I was getting ready to go into education. I've always been interested in education since I was in preschool. I remember being in preschool, and the lady who owned the preschool I was sitting with her in her office. She asked me what did I want to do when I grow up. And I said, and this is exactly, I looked around and I said, I like what you do here. Maybe I own a school like you. And of course, like I said, I was probably 3 years old, maybe, because I got kicked out of preschool, and that's a story for another day. I don't know if I told it to y'all, but if not, it's on TikTok. I think I talked about it. Anyway, we'll get to that again. Y'all just remind me. Any story that I mention, I don't go into it. Y'all just remind me, and I'll make sure we have a conversation about it. But that was in preschool. And from that moment to this one, I've always dealt with children. I've always either kept kids, babysat. And when I say kept kids, like I've had a child live with me for 2 years. I've lived with other people taking care of their kids for months or years at a time. I've helped out other individuals, whether it's spiritually, financially, um, physically, monetarily. Well, financial and monetary is the same thing. But I've played so many different roles in regards to children and women, and that's my plight. That's my philanthropy. Like I deal with almost all things, children and women. So we'll get into a lot of that too later. But this story, in essence, is how I've learned to accept where I need to be. And right now, that's in the field of education. But um, education, it took me a minute to get here, to get over my thoughts and my ideas of things. Y'all think I left my kid house. All right. That's neither here nor there. But my to get over my thoughts and ideas of things and situations, and then of course, um actually thriving in this environment. Well, actually going backwards first, because movement is not always forward. And so um you have to be cognizant of that. And so that's some of the things that I talk about, like in my program and different stuff like that. But um ultimately, within the book, I talk about 5 different situations, maybe 6, but in 5 chapters. Um, Maybe 7, but in 5 chapters. In 5 chapters, I talk about different situations with me and getting me to this point of being in education, being okay to say I'm going to be a teacher, because I've been fighting it for my whole life. And everybody else around me has been like, so when you going to do this? And I'm like, I want to be in education, but I don't know if I really want to be a teacher. Um, but no matter what role I've played in any job, I've always taught. I've always learned quickly. I've always been able to make stuff even simpler, break it down simpler for other people to understand. And, there's some vital questions that's in the book. And if you get the workbook, I love the workbook. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. The book and the workbook is, of course, quite similar. The workbook is a little more extensive. It gives you, pages to write on. It gives you opportunities to really sit down and think about your thoughts, your actions, where they come from, who influenced you, what's really yours and what's somebody else. And I go into it in greater detail in my program. for people to really uncover what it is that they truly want and desire out of life and how they can actually manifest it. And some things that you do have to work for and you have to work hard for it. But a lot of things in life, it doesn't take all that work and it doesn't take all the um it just takes good habits, number one, because we, of course, from our youth, just do what we want to do or we do what others tell us to do. So we create habits that way. And so it's about uncovering those habits, breaking those habits, and living your life for yourself and out loud. And that was something that I had to learn how to do. And I could see it from so many different perspectives. Like when people say, oh, well, that's common sense, you should know better, X, Y, Z. No, sometimes people aren't being taught these things. So it's not. That's not. Um, and I kind of just put some of these things in perspective because a lot of people say what they want and they say, well, I want this and I want that. But we're really going to sit down and make sure that you're working towards these things. If you say that's something that you want, then why don't you do what it takes to get it? Not just talk about it, but be about it, take action. So I teach people how to do that. In the book, I just kind of hint to some well, I ask questions, but I kind of get you to start thinking about some things. So if you really are in a place where you're tired of being unheard, you're tired of, you know, people taking advantage of you, you're tired of just this everyday system where you feel like you're not progressing, you're not getting anything done, you're not living the best life that you think that you should have. Because I was there. I remember thinking, bro, I done went to college, I done been the good girl, I done, been practically perfect. I would never say I was perfect, but I done been practically perfect, and what people told me I should expect and what it should be at this time is not it. And I'm tired of being miserable. I'm tired of the mundane. I'm tired of, all these different things. And I got so many things in the work right now to even go more in depth with that. But I got tired of it. I got tired of knowing, first off, helping people get to success. Secondly, knowing very, very successful people who, you know, have gone up after their dreams and succeeded in great ways, but then me sitting here feeling miserable. And I could say from 2 years ago to now, I do the same look, the same thing, and I feel so much more at peace about everything that I'm doing, that I'm into, that I'm helping other people do. Um, I don't feel how I was feeling before. And I know a lot of times, people, especially when you work, you get tired, you're overworked, underpaid, all these different things, and you just feel like, when is it gonna stop? When is it gonna change? If it doesn't, if it doesn't, the way that your perspective about it, if you can shift your mindset, shift your perspective, you wouldn't care what happens around you. And that's kind of how it is with me. I work in a school system. You hear so many teachers complaining and feeling how they want to feel. And I was there. Some days I be there. But, I've learned how to move around much quicker. I've learned how to be more satisfied in what it is that I do. I've learned how to, like I say, live a more fuller life. Who would have thought 2, 3 years ago that I would be taking the advice that I've been giving people since I was 6. Who would know that I would take this advice and the things that I've done and put a lot of the stuff into a program that's actually beneficial to people. Who would have thought I would take my experience and write a book, or have multiple books in the workings, or actually hire, start being in a point where I can hire people and hire a team. Like, who would have thunk it? Who would have thought that I would be in rooms with millionaires, or who would have thought that I would have people that I can call on who could help me in an instant? You get what I'm saying? Because at one point in time, I was the person who was helping everybody. So it's just amazing to see the transition. And then, of course, there's so much more to come. So much, So much more to come. Um, y'all know I'm not gonna make this too much longer, because of course I gotta go to work, y'all. I'm up here watching these children and these people, all the people coming into work. They just coming in so slow. I'm gonna walk slow too. I like to look like I'm gliding with flip flops on today. We got flip flops today, y'all. I got shoes down here, but I ain't gonna put them on. I don't feel like that no more. We finna glide in these flip flops because they got some little rhinestones across the top. I need to go get my toes redone so I could be sporty. But anyway, yeah, y'all. So I'm about to just go ahead and have fun. We got a week and a half left, and me and my little children about to turn up. Y'all, if y'all don't follow me on no other platforms, make sure y'all follow me. It's at I am Jamekia, Jamekia, or Jamekia Anderson, Anderson. Follow me, especially on TikTok, because TikTok is where y'all get to see my children. Well, y'all don't get to see them. I don't post nobody children like that. But y'all can hit them, because they be wilding out. They funny. They real funny. But, yeah. Sorry, I was looking at these. I don't know if this is like a bird or something. I don't want to flip the camera because the children getting ready to go inside. I'm gonna do another post with these birds because they look so interesting. They up here in the I was gonna say insects. Insects is the word I was looking for. I wanted to say bugs at first. I was gonna say bugs. Then I was like, it starts with an I because it might not be like, a particular bug. Then I was like, instrument in my head. I told y'all got to watch my other videos. If y'all don't know, I'm real smart, but I have some moments where I be needing a little help recalling some stuff because of accidents and stuff that I've been in. Oh, I might do a video where I could post my little pictures from my accident, y'all. Yeah, the Lord saved me, y'all. But yeah, I think that's it, y'all. I love y'all so much. I really, 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 really do, with all my heart. And as always, y'all, have a great day. Have a great day. Be you. Don't let anybody else force you to try to be something other than yourself. I love y'all. That's all I got. I love you. All right, bye.